Behind me is the Silvertown Tunnel that takes you under the Thames in East London. Now, despite East London being in desperate need of more river crossings, it seems no road user seems to want this tunnel to exist. Pedestrians don't like it, cyclists are laughing at it, even a random motorist that drove by me just a second ago pulled over to tell me it's a bit shit of a tunnel. £2 billion as well.
All this time for that.
Have a nice day. What exactly is this tunnel's purpose? Well, my name is Edinger, and today we're going to be discovering that. And in fact, I don't want to script this one. I'm just going to hop on the bike and maybe just talk about the problems with this tunnel on the road. Because I feel like there's auto YouTubers that are going to talk about the tunnel for cars. There's like public transport YouTubers that are going to talk about the Superloop bus that's going through. But as someone who gets around London by bike, primarily as my main mode of transport, I feel like I need to talk about this. Let's head out. My bike's here. I don't know where I'm going. Hi, Evan on a bike here. So I'm currently cycling away from the Silvertown Tunnel. Let's chat about it. I'm actually going to be going to Greenwich Park, a normal way to go without having to go through this new tunnel, to show you what it's actually like. For the most part, I do actually use my bike, my e-bike here, as my primary mode of transport. Now, I can't speak that much on other cities in the UK, but as far as London is concerned, from my experience of the last year, I've cycled about 2,000 kilometers through the city. It's incredibly safe, it's incredibly healthy. You know, it's healthier for me than if I'm gonna be taking public transport, if I'm gonna be taking a car or anything else. And from my perspective, it's just really, really fun. So I really, really love traveling by bike around the city. There's also so many nice cycleways that make it super safe. So for the most part, I enjoy it. So when I found out that the Silvertown Tunnel was going to have a unique way for cyclists to cross the river, I was excited. We need more crossings in East London. It's just that the thing that they gave us is it's just greenwashing. That's all it really is. Basically, they built a tunnel for cars and heavy goods vehicles, and now they're pretending that it always was their decision to make it a green option. Like now, there's a cycle shuttle. So basically, I wrote it yesterday. The cycle shuttle is a bus that they painted really garishly. You only used for cycles. You can't use it if you don't own a bicycle. Fascinating. You basically just gotta seatbelt your little bike in, you sit there for 8 minutes, and then it plops you out on the side of a motorway. As if they had no thought into it, because they didn't. There's been no thought into this stupid shuttle and the tunnel. And it makes me sad. Main reason, because everyone's been laughing at it. You know, I actually went to the opening day of the Elizabeth line, and it was really, really fun. Everybody there was so excited about this new bit of infrastructure. It was so big and expensive and nice. And it just, I don't know, there was a fervor in the air. Everyone was so excited about it. And then when I went to the grand opening of the Silvertown Tunnel, it was just being laughed at.
Oh God, and now we can't get out because it's... There's
little barriers there, yeah.
Yeah, little barriers.
That's not nice. You know, as someone who considers himself quite a Londoner, I love London, I really do, and I want London to be bigger and better. And when it builds a £2 billion tunnel that, for the most part, is useless, that's very frustrating to me. Now, a lot of people have erroneously said, like, oh, well, think about all the tax money that went towards building this tunnel. It wasn't actually tax money. The money is actually going to be coming out of fines, tolls of using the tunnel. But that's one of the reasons why motorists actually really hate the tunnel. So after completion of the Silvertown Tunnel, now any road user that is in a car, any vehicle, has to spend £4 to cross the Silvertown Tunnel. So that's frustrating, right? But not only that, they also have to spend £4 to cross the nearby Blackwall Tunnel, whereas they didn't before. So motorists are up in arms. To me, this Silvertown Tunnel feels like a very strange Trojan horse, one in which on the outside, it looks like it's just a gift to motorists, but when you look inside, it's just more fines and tolls. This is my least favorite part about this whole journey, by the way. It gets really spadicey here. So basically, I have to maintain a dominant spot in the road here, because cars love trying to pass me on this specific part of the bridge because they get angry that they can't drive 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. And it makes me unsafe. All right, so where were we? All right, change the video angle, a little bit better now. So there seems to be this ever-present belief that if you just build one more lane, you'll be able to reduce traffic because now there's more room for the cars to go. However, so many studies have shown that that doesn't actually reduce any of the traffic. at least not in the long term. All it does is induce demand. It provides more space for cars, meaning more people can choose that as a mode of transport, and then you're back to square one, and now you have to build another lane, and then it just repeats until you're basically Houston, Texas. And I think that's my biggest problem with the Silvertown Tunnel personally, is that all it is building another tunnel that does the same thing as Blackwall Tunnel. We have a tunnel so close by for motorists that takes you under the river. And yes, Blackwall Tunnel is quite old, so old in fact that when it was designed with a bend in it to prevent horses from bolting. So, I mean, no, it's not the newest of infrastructure. And yes, as someone who lives nearby, it is constantly going down. There's always like issues inside of it, and then traffic can't cross over. So yeah, it could use an update, I have to agree. Oh, it's so much nicer when you get off the main roads here. And so it might solve some congestion problems for, you know, the next month or two, maybe. And then it just basically picks back up. Except now, everyone that lives in this area has to deal with more cars, more pollution, more loud cars, and people with very tiny PPs revving their motorcycles around. It's just not nice. Until maybe, hey, I don't know, maybe 5 years from now, the mayor of London will say, oh God, so much congestion. Why don't we build another tunnel just for cars? It makes no sense. The whole reason I even went to do this video in the first place was because when I heard about what they were doing with this cycle shuttle, it's just such a bad idea, so transparently stupid that I was like, there's no way. I have to ride this. It's so dumb. And it is, but I was kind of hoping that maybe one person that I met was a fan of it, but every cyclist that I talked to on it was just bashing it, saying that it was a stupid idea, as they like strap themselves in for the novelty. And from the people I talked to, they said that for the most part, the whole fact that there's now a shuttle that you can get in with your bike and takes you across the river, it's free for the first year. That's what TfL has told us. What does that mean in effect? It means that after everyone stops riding it for the novelty and to laugh at it, people will stop using it. And then TfL will go, oh, that's weird, no one's using this. Guess it wasn't necessary, hee. Now it's not a thing. And so it was always going to be the way it is, which means it's just going to have just a tunnel for cars. It's just gonna be a tunnel for cars. Ah, the north lift is not in service. What are the chances? Wow, that's never happened before. Every day, actually. This is, if you're in this area, you were like expecting this. So now is the fun process of carrying the e-bike down the stairs. This is all part of it. Now you might see me at this point carrying my 20-kilogram e-bike down the stairs, probably up the stairs soon. And you might be thinking, oh, I bet you'd rather be taking the shuttle now. That's the weird part about this. Even with this horrible Greenwich foot tunnel always being broken and always needing to carry my bike, I'd still rather take this than the cycle shuttle. I'm actually still doing something. Oh, the Lime Bike Graveyard. Oh.
You didn't want to carry it upstairs?
Well, I had to carry it down, so it's every day, isn't it? All right, got out the other side of the old Greenwich foot tunnel there. Little workout, but we're good. The funny thing about the Silvertown Tunnel is just how similar it is to the nearest bit of infrastructure, the cable car. It is as effective as the cable car for most people. Unless you are living within like a 2-minute walk of the Silvertown area and you want to go to the O2, I would say it is just not effective to use. That is the only time I'd say it's useful. If you live a 5-minute walk away from the Silvertown Tunnel, it's more effective for you to actually just go to Canning Town Station and take the Jubilee line across. Or you can even go to Royal Victoria and take the DLR. It just feels like the main use case for the Silvertown Tunnel is people living at City Hall or maybe working at City Hall that want to go to the O2. But for the most part, every other use case, it's just more convenient to find another mode of transport. It doesn't add anything new. It's not multimodal. Otherwise, I feel like everyone would be supporting it. It's dead at arrival. That's what's so annoying about it. I freaking love new infrastructure. I love new infrastructure, and I love it when it's in my area, you know? Of course I would. I want this to be good. It's just not. I mean, while I was out and about riding the cycle shuttle yesterday, I ran into the YouTuber Auto Shenanigans, and he usually focuses on, you know, car stuff. And he was saying, you know, just making his video about the tunnel, that he usually doesn't like coming into London because London really makes it unenjoyable to drive for people that use cars. And I was like, good. Actually, that's the way it should be. A modern city that gets so dense can't possibly have like driving as the main mode of transport. It doesn't make any sense. There's not enough room for that. And also the cars are loud, and also the cars are smelly and pollution-y. There's just so many negatives to cars within dense cities that it makes sense to de-incentivize them, which is why it's strange that we are both incentivizing them by building them a new tunnel and then charging them. So it just feels like just the stupidest decision. I wish we'd taken that £2 billion we spent on this stupid tunnel and instead sent it to the north. The other day when I made a video about the old ferry that was just demolished in Rotherhithe to replace it with an electric ferry, because of course that's totally greener and definitely better than a bridge or a foot tunnel or any other solution. No. I had northerners going, God, hearing Londoners complain about new infrastructure when we just want a road. Yeah, why the hell have we spent £2 billion on a tunnel that nobody wants when in the north they could use a road? They could use maybe some more trains. They could use anything. I mean, even if they invested it in London in smart ways, and put it into some train lines. I don't know, make most of central London pedestrianized. That's stuff people would want. Not another fucking tunnel exclusively used for cars. I feel like I've now made it to the top of, sorry, that's a big hill. Even with an e-bike, that's quite a hill. As I get to the end of my journey here in this beautiful view at Greenwich Park, I guess I want to talk about possible solutions, I guess. Rotherhithe Tunnel is probably like the worst tunnel in London to cycle through that you're allowed to cycle through because it's just full of exhaust and it's stinky and awful. But at least I can cycle through it. Can't hold your breath that long, but you can go through it. I feel like a slight compromise, make that pedestrianized. Cars don't need to go through there. They've just got a new tunnel that you make even more money from, city. Come on. Anyway, check out this view. This is why I like cycling. Maybe visited Greenwich Park in my life before getting a bike, maybe 2-3 times since getting a bike. Honestly, once, twice a week. Always worth it. That was nice, wasn't it? Now, if the Greenwich Foot Tunnel lift wasn't broken, and maybe if I hadn't stopped a couple times to find my words and such like that, well, I'd say usually that route should take me about like 22, 23 minutes, but the route ended up taking me about 29 minutes. So now I'm going to be cycling towards the cycle shuttle to take it back across and see how much time this route, this brand new Silvertown Tunnel will save me. Also, this hill is terrifying, so I'm not gonna speed on, oh my God, no. 42, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the one point I forgot to bring up, it just feels like by building an extra lane, by building an extra tunnel, they are inducing demand for cars, and then by charging them a toll, they're reducing the demand. So they're inducing demand just to reduce it, which yet again is so stupid. No, God damn it. Even the employees that I talked to, they didn't seem like they were happy. It's just such a shame. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? This is lovely. Hooray. Is there, no, I can't go on the left either. There's no real options for me. Also, passing big red buses on the left is just a scary thing. The driver can barely see, you know? You want to give him some space. Oh, look, there's a cycle path just up ahead. Do you see it? All right, he's gonna go for it. Oh God, he's trying his best. Oh, there we are. And cycling infrastructure. Jeez. All right, so now that I have a painted on bicycle on this part of the road, I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's not ideal. Oh, here we go. This is what the problem is. All these cars are so excited to take the Silvertown Tunnel, aren't they? Oh my God, just hit a big dip there. I'm trying to stay as alert as possible. I didn't have to do that on the way here. It was a nice leisurely route. Like I said, I'd much rather take the Greenwich Foot Tunnel route because it's safer. It's nicer. Look at this, we just have a car. He's like, I'm gonna go on the cycle lane right now. Yeah, that's fine. Look at this, we've got a separate cycle lane here. Oh, well, I'll be damned. How pleasant. Give a nice way, have a nice day. Oh well, I feel so much safer than back there. Why isn't this the whole way? Makes no sense. It's like having a half-complete bridge, or you could say a tunnel that's only for motorists. All right, left here. Whew. Almost hit a pigeon. I just want you to know, London isn't as rainy as you hear about as a stereotype. It's really windy though. I'd say it's the windiest city ever. It's so windy, at least by the Thames in East London. All right, we're coming up close. I can see the cable car up ahead. It looks like a big mass of spaghetti on my map, and that's not looking good. Okay, the cycle lane has disappeared. We're taking a left here. Thank God. Every pedestrian and cyclist's least favorite infrastructure outside motorist-only tunnels. These monstrosities. Makes sense though. This is a major motorway, so like, what are you gonna do? Here we go. Whee! The reasons why I have an e-bike. These hills, they're nothing to me. It's just a small little ramp. Can handle that quite easily. Oh, that's the IKEA. No matter how many times I try and think about pronouncing IKEA the right way, IKEA just sounds wrong. Okay, here we go. Where is the shuttle? Imagine if we had one of these over the Thames instead of a stupid electric ferry. Oh, it's gotta be a certain height. Yeah, if only the Dutch or the French or anyone else had never discovered how to solve this problem. But they have. We just pretend we don't know what to do because we're inept. Exciting, I'm so excited to ride this shuttle. Well, this is, where the f is the shuttle? Oh, great. So here's another issue. Where's the signage, right? You'd think there'd be some signs saying Silvertown Tunnel, cycle shuttle, somewhere, anywhere. But there isn't. So now I have to look at my phone, find a geolocation for a photo I took yesterday at the shuttle stop. All right, so basically, my only course of action here is to go on the pavement because there's no other option except to go on the actual road here the wrong direction, cross that unsafely. You plop us out so that we have to go on the pavement. That's just ridiculous. At least it's here and I don't have to wait that long, huh? Hello, hello. I'm the only one?
Strap yourself in, let me get out of your way.
That's all right. No stress.
We've got to go to Pier Wharf, which is our offices. And I was
Sorry.
like, that's not short. That's the project. Yeah. I'm on the project team for the actual. Would you like to put that one on this side if you've got the camera pulled on it? Because you've got more of a gap there. Or you're right there.
Ah, I should be fine, thanks though.
Yeah.
There's no cycle path to get to this shuttle from the big bridge.
That's what.
I had to go over the pavement, which is, I believe, illegal, right?
That's what. It's just been observed by two of the TfL officials. They've literally just got off the bus.
So they just observed the thing?
So what they're going to do, have a communication and try and rectify those situations that are happening.
All right.
So obviously, because we just started and the tunnel just been built,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little bit of glitch, somewhere along the line, but hopefully it should be rectified.
Just imagining if the Silvertown Tunnel just emptied out without a road for the cars, you'd be like, oh, whoops, we didn't think about it. This feels a bit silly. Go ahead.
So you know when they're in a rush in their
Yeah,
haste.
understandable. Got the shuttle, 360 camera died. Time to head on back and check the time. I'm the only one on the shuttle. Well, this has been fun. Probably have a red mark on my head. So I've just gotten back to this spot by taking the cycle shuttle route. And before I tell you the timings of each route, let me tell you about today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace, if you didn't know, is your all-in-one website builder. Whether you need a website to professionally host your photography, maybe you want to open a business, have a storefront, sell some items, Squarespace is a place to build a website to house that. I have had my website with Squarespace for, I want to say, like 3, 4, 5 years now, and it's just really easy to set up. I thought it would take me a lot more time, but it was really easy. They have a lot of professionally made templates that look so nice. All you have to do is pick the one you like, do some tweaks, and then you're hitting the ground running, really.
I don't know how much this will mean to you, but I did have a friend post an Insta story last week asking for any advice on where to go to build a website for his animation portfolio, and I hit him with my Squarespace URL. It's not just a brand deal, but it is something I do recommend to friends because it's an easy recommendation. And don't forget, Squarespace has made it completely free to try out their service to see if you love it by building your own website. And when you realize that you do, don't worry, I've got a URL for you.
You can use squarespace.com/EvanEdinger and get 10% off a year-long subscription. So thanks, Squarespace, for sponsoring. Now, let's get back to the vid. So all in all, just checked the timings. It took me 35 minutes to get from Greenwich Park to this spot using the cycle shuttle. And it took me 28 minutes to do it the normal way. So realistically, I really don't understand what the point of this tunnel is, the cycle shuttle at least, because it doesn't do anything. And in terms of like the joy of it, yeah, like I said, frustrating to have to carry that bike up, but there's something so joyless about that thing, that shuttle. So there are a lot of ambassadors here because it's the first day it's open, so TfL have workers here to make sure everything goes smoothly. And the driver and the ambassador were saying that they've just realized, just today, that there's no safe cycling infrastructure on the other end. They were like, oh yeah, we noticed that we plop it out onto a motorway and there's no way of cycling to the shuttle stop without going on the pavement. We noticed that, we'll work on it. It's just, that's the level of thought that went into this tunnel. Imagine if they did that with the actual road. Oh, whoops, the road doesn't connect to the system. It's just embarrassing. And it's sad, and it just makes me depressed that this thing exists. But here we are. Thanks, city. And you know what the craziest part of the whole thing is? I just had a cyclist, before I was setting up my tripod, just come up to me and he was like, no man, they just stopped me. They won't let me go through. And I was like, are you joking? You tried the shuttle? And he went, what do you mean? This whole time, I don't know, in my little bubble, everyone I know has been talking about how stupid this shuttle is. And it turns out the signage is so awful, this guy thinks, oh, I can just take the tunnel across the river, and he gets told off by the cops that are stationed at the entrance. Like, I don't think that anyone that worked on this actually planned out anything in terms of like a complete system, a complete package. It just feels like no one knows what they're doing. This is all sort of just hobbled together, and that doesn't build confidence in the rest of the system, does it? We got the Elizabeth line, the top tier, and now we got the Silvertown Tunnel. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed whatever this is, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Did you like the tunnel?
I love it. I love it.
Good.
Why am I going to be on YouTube?
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, that guy liked the tunnel, all right? That's who the tunnel was for that guy. That Tesla guy, this is the best day of his life.